help me. I want to leave this house. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. Please come and help me. 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 Oh my God. Please come and help me. Please come and help me.
Hello everyone, I welcome you back to my channel. My name is Ben, Architect Ben, and today I just want to make small sense. I believe you must have watched the video I just played now, and for myself, after watching that video, so many questions really came to my mind, and I will just highlight some of the questions that I had to think about when I watched that video myself. And one of the first questions is that man truly Ilebayi's dad? Really? Is he her dad? Because I just can't bring myself to, come to terms with the fact that he's the dad, and being her dad, he could do such a thing, to her. Question number 2 is the fact that if yes, he is her dad, how was their relationship when she was growing up? What relationship did they really have as her father to daughter? How did they tag along when Ilebayi was growing up? Because if truly he's a dad and the things he said in premium times are true, then there's a problem somewhere about parenthood in this dispensation, unfortunately. Now, question number 3 that I want to ask also is did the dad all alone dealt with Ilebayi this way to the extent that she sustained such bruises and such swellings? Was he assisted by other people? Were other people involved in the beating of Ilebayi? Because I can't really understand the fact that just one man can really dealt that much blow on his daughter to almost to the level of a pup. Now, question number 4 is that is it out of love that Ilebayi sat down or stood for her dad to have beaten her to that level before she came online to ask for help? What was she doing during all the battering and the beating? What was she really doing? Was she really cooperating with the dad to get beaten to this level? Is it respect? Is it love? Or what? Now, these are the questions that really came to my mind. And sitting to analyze this in my own way now, I'm talking, this is about me, my opinion about all this, is that from all the dad said in premium times, it seems the relationship they have or they had was purely transactional. There was no love lost in between them. He was saying the fact that he dealt with her that much it's not out of hate or out of spite that he still loves his daughter. If you love your daughter that much, will you lay a hand on her? If you really claim to love your daughter, will you really, out of provocation or whatever, beat her to that level? And like I said before, did they have a transactional kind of relationship with the daughter? Because from what he said, one of the excuses he gave was the fact that he asked her for money. She said she doesn't have, and he saw a video of her splashing so much money, spraying so much money on one of her colleagues during a wedding. Come on, come on. That shouldn't be a reason why a man should maltreat or not harass, even beat his daughter to that level. It's so unfortunate, the kind of parents we are these days, or the kind of parenting that we do to our kids these days. I just can't imagine myself, laying hands on my kids to that level. And for crying out loud, Ilebayi is not a child, she's an adult. She's an adult that has an opinion, her own way of thinking and thought, which she has every right to. Now, you said that's the dad now, that he asks her for a loan. Come on, that's what I ask. What relationship do you really have? You ask your daughter for a loan that you're going to pay her back. Come on. I just can't wrap my head around it. Yes, some parents will do that. Some parents will ask their kids for a loan and they will pay back, because, like I said, it shows that the relationship is just purely transactional. Because if that is the case, it means that when Ilebayi was also growing up, when she goes to ask her dad for money, the dad said, "This money I'm giving you is a loan, so you have to pay back." Probably she usually pays him back, and that's why the cycle is still ongoing, that he could ask her for a loan, saying that he's going to pay her back. Because for me, I don't know about you listening to me or watching me today, for me, I can't imagine myself asking my kids at any point in time when they are up and doing and probably having income or resources their way, for me to go ask them that, come on, can you loan me this amount? I'll pay. It sounds so odd. Because truly, let's look at this. Cycle of life happens. When the kids have been, kids, you parents take care of them all through, 100%. You give them everything they need. Their education, their welfare, clothing, shelter. You provided everything without asking them anything in return. And even sometimes they come to ask you for money. Hey, Dad, my friends are coming around. I need money to do this. Dad, I'm going on this trip. I need money for this. And you give them this money not as loan. And the kids know that in return, when cycle of life happens, when the script is flipped, that it will be their own turn to also give back to the parents without asking the parents to pay back. So how can Ilebayi's dad now tell me or tell us that he asked her for a loan and he's going to pay back? Meaning that there was no right relationship in the first place. Because I can't see myself doing that. Absolutely not. And I can't see my kids giving me money in the future and asking dad, when are you going to pay back this money I'm giving you? That's like an abomination in my family. Really. That's my family anyways. I'm talking about myself. I don't know about you or some other persons, but I'm talking about myself. My kids can't bring themselves to do that. Then you talked about that Ilebayi has assaulted him on 2 occasions before this one. That she physically abused him and even gave him some injuries. What led to that? That's why I asked from the onset, what relationship did you really have if truly he's a dad? That your child can lift up his or her hand on you, then something is wrong somewhere with your parenting. Something is truly wrong somewhere. The dad is not really telling us the story or the full story of how he has lived with his kids, which is truly, truly unfortunate. Because like I said, I can't bring myself to a point where my kids will lift up their hands to assault me physically or their mom. That's absolutely impossible. Absolutely impossible. Because look at it this way. What triggered the child in the first place to lift up his or her hand against you as a father or a mother? How did they come to that point? What were the triggers? And how have you lived with them all this while? Because a child can't just become violent or become physically abusive to their parents. Something must have gone wrong somewhere. And that's why today as parents, we need to really check our relationship with our kids. How well do we relate with them? What do we teach them? What moral compass do we navigate them towards? How do we really, teach them about life morally and emotionally and otherwise? Because for a child to lift up his or her hand against her parents, something is wrong. And that's why, from the onset, is truly Ilebayi, the daughter of that man. Because I can't see a child. Because if you make the child know from the onset that laying your hands on your parents is a curse in itself, and this is drummed into the kids from the onset, and they know it, I don't think they want to do that to a biological parent. And even if it's adopted, they can't even still do that if you really infuse into them the moral, lessons they need to learn or know as they are growing up. So that's why I was asking those questions. Is truly the man Ilebayi's dad? If yes, what was the relationship when they were growing up? Very, very important. And now he talked about he tried to advise her when she got the money from BB Niger, not to do the facelift, not to do the BBL and everything, and she decided to go ahead and do all that. Yes, I know you are hurt as a father by your daughter now listening to you and going ahead to do all what she did. But she's an adult, like I said, she's an adult. You can't really, impress on her what you want her to do. You can only give her advice at this level, which is logical enough. But you can't really force her to say she must not do this, she must not do that. The age and time we live in, we have to follow these kids with wisdom and care. That's very, very important. We need to truly follow them with wisdom. The dad talked about, oh my God, booking an appointment to see his daughter on several occasions, and she declined it. Come on. Like I said, are you truly her father? If yes, what was your relationship with her? That I will ask my daughter, I want to see you, and she will tell me, and she will decline. How can I even book an appointment to see my own daughter? Yes, I know she's a celebrity. Yeah, I won't take that from her. But how about the red line? She knows my number. She knows my call must be important for me to have called her. On different occasions, I will call my daughter. Bro, you talked about on 5 different occasions you called her and she to book an appointment to see her and she declined. For crying out loud, this is your daughter you're talking about. You are her first line of defense. You are, in most cases, she's not married her next of kin. If truly you have a good relationship with her, that I will now book an appointment to speak with my own daughter that grew up with me, that I basically train. Yeah, even though it's right for me to train her, that I train and everything. And today I will now ask my daughter for an appointment to have a chat or a talk with her when I have her direct contact. Something is wrong somewhere. And my candid advice to Ilebayi's dad today is, please find a way of reuniting with your daughter. I mean, reuniting with her, not out of what you want to get from her, genuinely. If you have failed her as a dad before, I want you to make amends and bring her back home. What you did to her online at all wasn't something a dad should do to a daughter he loves. Never. And for Ilebayi, I don't know how you grew up with your dad. I don't know what you have against him. I don't know what must have prompted this altercation or whatever. But as a daughter, if truly is your dad, you need to go back and ask for forgiveness. If really you've assaulted him physically before, please, I want you to go back and apologize to your dad. Because that comes with a cost. And I wouldn't want you to, end up the way you wouldn't want to. So please, I'll ask you. I know you're a Gen Z or whatever, but it's time for you to go back and, appeal to your dad to forgive you for what you've done. And if he comes asking for help, I don't want you to look at the past, whatever he has done to you in the past. Let that be in the past. Please assist him any way best you can, because he's still your dad. and he forever remains your dad. That's my candid advice. Parents, this is a lesson to all of us. If right now you are not having a very good relationship with your kids, please make amends. Time will come when they'll become adults, and at that time you can't amend anything anymore. So this is the right time for you to make amends. And I believe as you try to make amends from the past, God will help you. That's my candid prayer today. So that what happened between Ilebayi and her dad won't happen in your own case. Thank you once again for watching. Thank you for listening. And for those who have subscribed, I want to say thank you sincerely from my heart. I don't take it for granted. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And for those who have not subscribed, please do well to just click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification as well. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you. Bye for now.